Hey, we're the Shadowboxers. Hey, we're the Shadowboxers, and we're hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
I walked into my favorite song, Runaway, and that's actually the reason why I kind of got hooked with you guys in the beginning. That was the first track I heard from you guys, and I was just instantly. Right now, you guys just dropped Apollo debut EP.
Yeah.
All 6 tracks are incredible.
Thanks.
Let's talk about going into the studio and creating this EP. Like, what was the process like for you guys?
So we'd been living with these songs for a really long time when we went into the studio. A lot of them were already demoed and in a pretty good place, to the extent that we got to go into the studio and just play around and try to fine-tune these songs. So we would go in the morning and work with Kekov to sort of master the production and make sure these songs just hit as hard as they could. And then Justin would come in the early afternoon, every afternoon, and he was the one who was able to take these songs from the last, these songs would be like 95% done, and he would get them to 100, and just, he would basically come in and see what the song needed, either from a digital perspective or a much more organic and, sort of human perspective. If a song was sounding really digital and synthesized, he would go into the booth and just start beating on boxes and just finding inanimate objects to add sort of a human element to, and if that sort of vibe was already there and present in the song, he would mess around with Moogs and synthesizers and.
Right. Now there's some parts of the tracks when you guys are singing that it sounds like he's actually singing on the record. Is that something that he did, or is that you guys just kind of sound like him?
We can't say. No, actually, he was in the booth a couple of times with us, which was really cool. Yeah.
What was the chemistry like being in the studio with him? Like, what did you guys learn from being in a studio with an artist that everybody would love to be in the studio with?
Well, Scott, it's a long reach. I got you.
Man, he just checks this celebrity right at the door when he walks in, and we didn't think of him as Justin Timberlake. We thought of him as a guy who is trying to, with an immense skill set and a lot of experience, and he helped us get these songs to be where they are, and it was just best idea wins. And a lot of times he would suggest something that didn't end up sticking. It was just about, like I say, best idea wins. So he brought a lot to the table, but I'd say the biggest thing that he brought was just instilling a lot of confidence in us and making us really be bold about the decisions we were making and be able to stand behind them musically. I'll ask for me. No.
The new host here. Now, the reason why Runaway has kind of stuck out to me, not just because the song is great, but it gave me a Bee Gees kind of vibe. Yeah. And, with my dad, like, I grew up listening to the Bee Gees. Yeah. So that was, it took me back.
Someone at one of our
I'll take it from here. Yeah.
Thanks, Scott. One of our recent shows, someone came up to us and described us as a lit Bee Gees. And I think that's the best description of us that you, like, when people say, what do we sound like? That's our new answer.
Lit Bee Gees.
Yeah, we're a lit Bee Gees.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, no, but I mean, what you said is.
I'll hold it for you.
Yeah, here. Thanks, dude. What you said.
Why am I here?
Why
am I here?
Yeah.
Relax.
Just hang out.
Just
hang.
like
If you
a
want to
taco
lay,
truck.
you can lay out if you
Yeah.
want to get comfortable.
Yeah.
I will not run away.
Good.
Hey.
No, but what you just said is true for all three of us. I mean, we're constantly trying to make music that is new and contemporary and sounds modern, but also has history and has depth to it because of the music that we love.
Right.
And so the fact that you heard that means we did our job.
So, wait, I just got to tack on. I'm sorry. I just have to tack onto this because the Bee Gees actually started out as like a folk singing group. They were like kind of in the Beatles world. A lot of them know them as the disco thing, but they eventually got to that place, but they didn't start there. But it works because of their 3-part harmony. That kind of threads all of their genres that they touch, that threads them through. They even did country later in their career. And that's one of the things that we pride ourselves on, is we can do stuff that's more in the folk world, and then we can come on and do something like Runaway, and then we can do something that's we haven't released that yet, which is like much more funkier, or a song like Breaks, which is totally different. But we want it to work, and we think it does because our voices make it work. That's the thread that threads through everything. So in that sense, we love the idea of being like a modern version of the Bee Gees. You know, they kind of
Lit Bee Gees.
Yeah, right. You said that. All right. How about you? I got you. Here you go.
Cool. Thanks, man. Thank you. So you guys dropped the EP at a great time because you guys are on tour right now with Justin Timberlake. And I think you guys are 15, 16 shows in. Yeah. What has that been like for you guys going on from, you know, being in a studio to just rocking out to thousands of fans on stage every night?
Well, no, you want it.
We've played a he's good. Yeah. Okay. We've played a lot of shows in our career, and sort of being in the live setting is really where we feel at home. And you know, we'd been talking about touring with Justin for you know, ever since we met him a few years ago. So for it to finally be happening and for us to be like literally right in the middle of this run, it was a really steep learning curve to get the whole thing up and running and to be opening for one of the greatest to ever do it. But we're really finding our footing up there, and like it's crazy to feel comfortable playing in an arena. Like we're comfortable at that now, and the songs really work in that environment, and we've always imagined them in that environment.
Right. Well, earlier today I posted a picture of your sound check, and a friend of mine was like, I was just at the show the other night, and they gave me like a Justin kind of vibe, but they didn't know that you guys were kind of related. Cool. So you know, just like you said, it does work for that kind of show.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. That's great to hear.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, as a band that is not even close to as well known as the headliner, the biggest challenge we've had to overcome, is proving to 15,000 people every night that it's not weird that this unknown band is up here for 30 minutes. Right. So it's been really fun doing that. It's been really fun just going on stage, being super confident, and leaving the stage 30 minutes later, having people say things like, oh, that made a lot of sense.
Yeah. No, I agree, because sometimes it's hard to be that opener, and I feel like you guys just fit right in. Now, on top of this tour, you guys are also doing your shows in between some of the runs. Yeah. You know, is that kind of challenging for you guys?
It's the opposite of
home base.
Yeah, it's like we really look forward to these because we, you know, opening for Justin, like we've worked on this set for months, and we've tweaked it, and it's this like sort of, you know, it is scheduled down to the second because we have to be, right. But at these club shows, we just totally like stretch out. We may throw in a song tonight that we haven't written in the set list yet. Like, it's a very open, natural thing. We can engage with the audience. Like, this is like we're just out there playing.
We just have an opportunity to showcase our personalities a lot more in these type shows. You know, things the Justin set is catered towards energy and hype. This, we can break it down and do something that's way more intimate and showcase the range that I was talking about earlier.
But remain lit.
Yes.
So lit.
Now, the debut EP Apollo is out now. Only complaint I have with the EP is that it's not long enough. I need more music. So I hope that we can expect more music soon.
A lot.
Perfect. If you guys haven't checked them out, the Shadowboxers debut EP Apollo is out now. What else is next for you guys after this tour?
Just that, more music. We're not thinking about dates after this whole Justin thing right now. We're just focused on getting more music out.